How's it going, everybody? This is video number 4, I think, or I could be mistaken. I don't know. I don't keep very good track of everything. I've been making videos over the past few weeks. Didn't upload for the longest time, because they're not very good quality, like most people say when you make your first videos. Even depending how much effort you put into them, they can come up pretty lousy looking. I found this. Go to yard sales maybe a couple of years ago. Van Halen, I think it's their first album. All I know, they're really great tunes on this. This is the Van Halen first. Yeah, I think it is. Jeez, there's a copy stain down there. This is an 8-track tape. People, you got to be probably older than 40 or so to remember this vaguely. You put this in, I guess it'd be like a cassette player, but an 8-track. But this thing, my truck is an old Ford. This is a CD, which is considered old school. But this is Van Halen, and this is probably their first big album, I think, definitely like that. And then what else I found at a yard sale a couple of years ago. This is for Canadian fans, Live Magnetic Air by Max Webster. They're a really interesting band, cult following. They were like the back in the day, they use the analogy that they were the Toronto Blue Jays compared to the Montreal Expos, but Montreal eventually moved, and the Blue Jays won the World Series, became a good team. So that was, in hindsight, that wasn't true. If they stuck it out for a few more years, maybe the Montreal Expos would have a good team. And Max Webster had a lot of ups and downs, but they're like that analogy is basically Rush was like the Expos at that time, and the Live Magnetic Air album by Max Webster was considered like second place or whatever. But they're a very popular band locally in the Toronto, Ontario area, and probably on the border town with the States. What else did I find? CD. It's getting more current. Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. This has a bunch of tunes on it, but probably the most well known is Shakin' All Over. That's been done by a bunch of bands. I know that they did it originally, and the Guess Who did a version of it, and a guy called Vince Taylor, I believe. And there's probably a whole bunch of other versions as well. So, and then there's a version of Shop Around. That's a big Motown hit. They did a version. So this is like classic British rock and roll stuff from the early 60s. And bands had to tour to make a living. And you had to get out there and tour and, play live for people to buy your album. That's about it. This is pretty rough cut, but I'm doing it anyway. They say the first few videos are pretty poor quality, and this is definitely poor quality, and I'm doing this off the cuff, which I shouldn't. I should get better notes and learn more of what I'm talking about. So I'm just doing this from the top of my head. Take care. We'll be in touch. Bye-bye.